Good evening and welcome to Unnews, week ending 18th of May 2007. First story tonight, Nathan Phillion, appointed French Prime Minister, 18th of May 2007. Paris, France, in an unexpected move, France's new president, Nicolas Sarkozy, announced that veteran actor Nathan Phillion will be France's new prime minister. He says, in an official statement, Sarkozy said, quote, "Nathan is the clear choice. As Mal, he got the Firefly crew out of countless situations. Throughout the years, he's proven to be both a good dramatic and comedic actor, and he's built up a slight reputation in Hollywood, which could give us both support and love from the American public," unquote. Phillion, known on the Fox cult hit Serenity, as well as the other Ryan in the summer blockbuster Black Hawk Down, was surprised to hear the news. "I think this guy's a little nuts," he says. "I'm just an actor. Plus, I'm Canadian, not French. I don't think this is even legal," unquote. Spokesman for Sarkozy refused to comment on these remarks. The spokesman said, quote, "Needless to say, Phillion will be a great boon to France's faltering image. We expect him to be a great blessing for the people of France," unquote. Phillion is already slated to hold publicity photos next week in which he'll pose in front of a screen depicting the spaceship Serenity whilst holding the French flag. Should Phillion choose to decline his position, the role of Prime Minister will logically be handed to his first mate, Gina Torres. This evening's broadcast is brought to you by Shia Pet, the handmade decorative Iraqi. Great gift to give for your friends coming back from the front lines. Give them something to remind them of all the good times they had in Iraq. Shia Pet, handmade decorative Iraqi. And we're back. Our next story, from the 17th of May 2007, involves a good friend of ours, Jerry Falwell. The title of the story is "God to Falwell, Go Stand in the Corner." Pearly Gates, Heaven. Heaven's newest resident got a lesson in humility today when God the Father Almighty gave him a timeout and told him to, quote, "Go stand in the corner," unquote. Jerry Falwell, recently deceased and a new denizen of the afterworld, has been getting into a lot of trouble since him being admitted into New Jerusalem. Gatekeeper St. Peter asks, quote, "What the hell are we supposed to do with this guy? First of all, he's convinced he's the only one up here. He tried to tip me when I opened the gate for him. He keeps referring to the Virgin Mary as 'Hey, sweetie.' Last night at dinner he started passing gas during brandy and cigars. It's about time God gave him a smackdown," unquote. Another resident, St. Ignatius of the Blessed Moonweed, was even angrier when Falwell was mentioned. Quipped the saint, quote, "He treats Catholics up here like dirt. I mean, we were here first. We were nice enough to let his Baptist ass come on in, and now he acts like he owns the place. Enough is enough," unquote. God the Father could not be reached for comment, but his spokesman, the Pope, released this official statement. Quote, "We regret to have to discipline Mr. Falwell in any manner, but it's for his own good. We truly want him to get along with everyone in heaven and enjoy himself. To this end, God decided that the best thing to do was to make him stand in the corner for a while and think about his behavior. After all, if you're going to act childishly, this is what's going to happen," unquote. Falwell was decidedly mute concerning the incident and repeatedly refused on news requests for an interview. However, he did afterwards, which said the following, quote, "We have deemed it necessary to institute an organization in heaven in order to prove that politics is not the reserve of the few. It is the right of the many. In this vein, we plan on taking over heaven in a democratic way and proving that the American viewpoint is just as valid and just as righteous in heaven as it is on earth. We are the moral majority," unquote. Thank you, Jerry Falwell. This evening's show is also brought to you by Mother Teresa's image on a cinnamon bun. Delicious on those cold nights, and very cheery thoughts for all of those of you who are bat fucking sane. And by these guys who are about to take over the world. For the latest news and announcements on audio, go to encyclopedia.com on news and look for audio. It's about as specific as I can get, considering the fact that I've taken 4 times the normal. And once again, we're back. Finally this evening, our last news story, Chris Tarrant, I believe I'm pronouncing it right, arrested for assaulting asylum seekers, 14th of May 2007, Flummox-under-Thames, London. The philandering former host of Tiswas, Chris Tarrant, was arrested today under suspicion of beating up asylum seekers. The star is alleged to have thrown something at someone in an Indian restaurant, and Daily Mail thinks it was probably an asylum seeker. Half an hour after leaving a curry house, who cares which one, they all look alike to me, 40 policemen with tanks and a helicopter totally overreacted and forced the naked Chris Tarrant to perform gratuitous acts before being flung into the only jail cell in England without a 32-inch widescreen television, broadband internet connection, and a lazy boy armchair with a team of servants. Ridiculous! Legendary host of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire had been eating his meal quietly in a corner before being harassed by hordes of asylum seekers in BMWs wearing Armani suits with hoods on. A spokesman for Tarrant said he had no recollection of the events surrounding Sunday night's arrest, and also added that quote, "Chris had 1 or 2 bottles of Cobra with my meal and simply ordered the hottest thing they did, just as any normal Englishman should do on a Friday night. I certainly did not make any racist remarks at the nappy-headed waiters, and I did not make any unreasonable demands whatsoever," unquote. Friends of Mr. Tarrant said, quote, "Chris was engaged in a friendly discussion with a fellow diner and jokingly threw cutlery in his eyes." Okay, and daubed mango chutney in his face. It was all very two-way, unquote. The Daily Mail thinks it is a ridiculous state of affairs when foreigners can be allowed to open curry shops and employ asylum seekers when there are thousands of hard-working white middle-class Brits waiting in line for jobs cleaning ovens in a curry house on a Saturday night. This has been Reverend Simulator for On News. Thank you for suffering.